Welcome back to my channel. I'm Matt, the creator of AirbnbUncovered.com and Airbnb Superhost. On this channel, I uncover some of the best kept hosting secrets, as well as share with you everything that I've ever learned after hosting over 3,000 guests. It's the perfect channel for brand new hosts who have yet to host a guest. It's also great for those of you who are thinking about starting an Airbnb, but you haven't gotten started yet, or for hosts who have hosted a few guests, but they still have questions. This week's episode is the second part of my three-part series about how to avoid the worst guests and attract the best ones. In this series, I'm sharing with you exactly how I do this in my own listings. To help you along, I've created the ultimate guide to avoiding the worst guests. You can download it for free on my website. I'll link to it in the description below. Last week, I talked all about key hosting stats and how they can put your listing front and center for the best guests. Today, we're going to look at house rules and the role that they play in avoiding the worst guests, and also how they set the expectation for your best guests. Next week, we're going to look at the final part of my two-step method to avoiding the worst guests. And it's where I'll show you some strategies for dealing with inquiries and requests from guests that you're just not comfortable hosting. Airbnb provides some basic rules within the listing setup screens. You can check off whether you allow pets, smoking, parties, children, etc. But right below this area, there is a space to add your own house rules. And I strongly suggest that you do. What to put in this space is what this video is all about. The house rules are the basis that you are going to use when dealing with both good and bad guests. They clearly outline what is acceptable in your home and what is not acceptable. Good guests want to follow your house rules, and they appreciate knowing up front what they can and cannot do in your home. They'll likely reward you with a 5-star rating for clearly outlining what your expectations are of guests staying in your home. You're also going to use your house rules when dealing with inquiries and requests from potentially problematic guests. I've developed a comprehensive list of house rules that you can use on your listing. The list is broken down between rules that I think that all hosts should adopt, one specifically for standalone listings, ones for shared accommodation, and a few for condo and apartment building listings. You can get this list on my website in a guide called The Ultimate Guide to Avoiding the Worst Guests. And I'll provide a link to my website in the description down below. But I do want to take a moment and go over some of what I think are essential and must-have rules. The first is no parties. And look, I know there is a checkbox for this on Airbnb, but I think that you want to repeat this rule in your house rules so that you are dead clear that you don't want parties. Another must-have rule is that all guests must be registered within the reservation. You're going to want to know if a guest has booked for one when there are 4 people planning to stay. Trust me. You are also going to need a rule about smoking, if it's allowed, and where it's allowed. Depending on where you live, you may also need to specify whether your smoking rule includes cannabis or not. The legalization of cannabis in Canada and certain states in the United States has certainly given us a lot of complexity in the smoking rules. The last rule that I think is essential for hosts of shared accommodation is a rule about quiet hours. And this also applies if you live in close proximity to your listing. You're not going to want guests bugging you after a certain hour. You also need to go a little bit deeper with rules that apply specifically to your home. Perhaps there are unique rules that you need. For example, maybe you are on a septic tank and the only thing that can go down the toilet is toilet paper and human waste. Maybe you don't want guests using metal utensils on your pots and pans. Maybe there's a gate that needs to be locked at all times. Or maybe there's a part of your home that's not available to guests, and you should tell them that up front before you find them there. Do you have a unique house rule for your listing? Let me know in the comments below. At this point, I hope that you'll agree that you need to have additional rules detailed on your listing. These additional rules clearly outline what's allowed in your home and what isn't. Remember, you don't have to come up with these all on your own. I've written a handy guide that lists all of my must-have house rules, and you can get it for free on my website. The link to the website is in the description below. Over the next 24 hours, I encourage you to log on to Airbnb and create your additional rules. I want you to be avoiding the worst guests and attracting the best ones as soon as possible. The best guests are out there waiting for you. Plus, you're going to need to have these rules in place to make next week's episode work. And next week's episode is all about creating standardized messages for dealing with guests you're not comfortable hosting. So be sure to tune in. I'm truly hoping that you're enjoying the content on my channel. And if you are, please give it a thumbs up. As you probably noticed, I'm just getting started with this channel. So let me know in the comments below if you have a specific topic you want me to cover. Oh, and finally, please subscribe if you haven't already and click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. I've been working on lots of great stuff for you, and I can't wait to share it. So until next week, bye for now.